Yo, good morning, you degens. What's going on? All right, let's get right into the Jasmy chart right off the hop, guys. Uh, I will get into the chat after I get through some of the news, guys. So put your questions, comments, and concerns down in the chat, and I will get to them. Let's have a look over at Jasmy, though, guys. We were consolidating here. It seems like we're battling this support level. We're starting to lose it on a daily basis. We've lost it 3 days in a row, but then regained it every day. So we'll see how this daily candle closes. But volume's kind of low on Jasmy right now, guys. So we're just kind of ping-ponging mind-numbingly, boringly, because Bitcoin had that retest, But Bitcoin, if we go over to the Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin was actually over 68,000 earlier this morning, right? So it has been recovering. As we can see, got back up as high as 68.8, almost 69K again, guys, twice. And now we're back down here again at 67.4. But what's important, guys, is that, look, we broke out of this channel that we've been in here. If we zoom out, I will zoom out after. For 7 months, I believe, we broke out. We hit resistance up here near the all-time high of the last bull run, right? We are going to expect to find a lot of resistance and selling pressure up at the last bull run's all-time high, and then we came back down and we perfectly have retested the trend line of support. We wicked all the way down almost to our golden pocket, and then right back up again, right back up violently, all the way back up to 69. So it's only a matter of time before we break through here, guys. Only a matter of time, in my opinion. Just keep doing what we're doing, ping-ponging till we get enough strength to, boom, right out of there. Through the old all-time high, up to, let's zoom out a little bit, right? Once we get up here, guys, blue sky territory. Once we get through here, we're not far from there now, guys. So yeah, if we zoom out, look at this, 7 months, guys. Every time we've hit this top of this trend line, we've violently rejected off. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? Violently rejected off. But then one could say the opposite. Every time we touch the bottom of the trend line, we violently move to the upside, right? Look at this. Boom, 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 right? So anyway, we have broken out. We have retested as support. So generally what tends to happen is when you do that, you come down, you retest the support, and then you go, right? So that is likely what is about to happen, guys. We are on the precipice of something big, in my opinion. It's just a matter of waiting it out. Let's go have a look over at the crypto bubbles. See what's going on. Mobile having itself a day, down 8.3%. Not a terrible DCA opportunity. Well, really across the board, guys. But like people being bearish right now, like I don't understand it. We're closing daily candles on Bitcoin over 67,000 right now, guys. Right? Like 2 weeks ago, people, two and a half weeks ago, people were talking about a 49K Bitcoin, right? Now we're closing candles above 67. So recency bias can really skew sometimes, right? Suku's up. Turbo is a good DC opportunity below a penny again. That's a good opportunity. A lot of people ask me, can Turbo get to 10 cents? Of course it can. Of course, it's only a 10x roughly from where it is now. Turbo can definitely 10x from where it is right now, in my opinion. We've got stuff like Ondo and C, good DC opportunities there. KASPA really took a hit. It was down 29% on the week. Crazy. Aptos, some good opportunities, guys. I hope you guys are not missing out on the chance to dollar cost average into your favorite projects, because you might not see these prices ever again. Little bit of news from Hara, guys. Hara was speaking at Blockchain Life 2024. He says, thank you for the opportunity to discuss the possibilities of DPIN on stage at Blockchain Life 2024 in Dubai with these wonderful people. Guys, I talk about it all the time. Hara has been absolutely one of the busiest men in blockchain, in my opinion, in crypto in general. The man just continues to travel the globe, working his butt off. It's insane. So you got to give him his props. Top 3 cryptos to grow your portfolio 20,000x by early 2025. We're going to skip down. We see Ondo is one of them, and the second one that I wanted to show you guys obviously was Jasmy. They say, imagine having complete control over your personal data in a world filled with smart devices. Jasmy, a project by Tokyo-based Jasmy Corporation, aims to make this a reality by combining Internet of Things technology with blockchain. Jasmy creates a platform where individuals can manage and protect their information. This system connects service providers and data users, allowing safe and direct data exchange between devices and computers, phones, and cars without relying on central authorities. In today's market, Jasmy stands out as focusing on data sovereignty. Well, for me personally, guys, that is not entirely true. They do not stand out solely because they focus on data sovereignty. One of their biggest things they have going would be their world's largest GPU cloud that they're building. We all know that to use and utilize in a world of AI becoming prominent, what do they need to produce AI? Well, they need these AI projects. They require GPU power. So with Jasmy being at the forefront of that frontier, building the world's largest GPU cloud, and selling that power, right? That puts them at the forefront of the AI industry as well, because they're going to be relied on heavily for their utility and use cases. And this is the things that people don't really understand, right? Unlike other cryptocurrencies that emphasize speed or transaction cost, Jasmy prioritizes user empowerment and privacy. It decentralizes data storage using secure systems, giving you peace of mind. With growing concerns about data privacy worldwide, a platform that offers secure and user-owned data management could attract attention. While the crypto market is crowded, Jasmy's approach to data democratization aligns with the current trends, valuing personal control over information. You'll love to see it, guys. You'll love to see it. I have more on Jasmy, but I'm going to segue real quick because I have a couple of videos. I'm going to try to mix them in that we got to go through here. So Squawk Box, this is the most depressing economic policy debate before an election in my lifetime. Listen up.
And our next guests are here to sound off on taxes, the national debt, other hot economic issues ahead of the election. And they did, just like they did in a recent New York Times piece, let's welcome former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton. He's Apollo independent chair and a CNBC contributor, and Justin Wolfers, a public policy and economics professor at the University of Michigan's Ford School. And initially, I thought just you and Justin had gotten together and written a piece. And I was like, this is like antimatter matter. This is like cats and dogs, like living together. But Justin, you wrote it with Betsy Stevenson on your side, and you had Cohn on your side. So you didn't write it together. Have I got that right now, Jay? Is that how it happened?
Well, we wrote back and forth. We didn't write it together, but it was fun. We had a surprisingly good time doing it.
What did we, Justin? Is if you could pick one thing that you, since we're all coming together someday, what did you come together? Was there any agreement anywhere? Maybe we have to. We all agree we need some good growth to try to help with the deficit or the debt, the total debt. Did you at least agree on that, Justin?
I think actually there's enormous agreement across both of us. So I'm going to invite Jay to help me here emphasize the huge agreement. So let me start with something I think neither of us said, but we probably both felt, which is this is the most depressing economic policy debate before an election in my lifetime. There was a time when candidates would put out very serious and detailed proposals. There was a time they meant it. There was a time that they addressed things like the public debt. There was a time they hoped that the math would add up. There was a time when they remembered their policies well enough they didn't have to be written on the screen behind them. And so there's a seriousness to the real issues of economics that I feel that this election campaign simply hasn't lived up to.
Is that an area of agreement, Jay?
Well, quickly, yes. And one of the things that's unfortunate is tariffs are either good or bad. taxes are either good or bad. And we've had, I applaud this show because you've actually, and yesterday I saw Howard on here, Howard Lutnick, and you were quizzing about when are tariffs good and when are they bad. Sometimes they're really good, and sometimes they don't make sense. But we are having a much richer debate on this show than anywhere else. Like tariffs, subsidies, taxes, restrictions, they're all part of the same, ball of wax. It's much more complicated. And it will be very good for the American public recognizes this. The American public is a lot smarter than we give them credit for. They know that there's some places where tariffs make a lot of sense. And they know that there's some places where they don't.
Justin, earlier this week, we have gone back and forth on whether it's a spending or a tax problem. And we have had some people say, look, we're basically at 18% in what we collect. And we used to be at 19% of what we spend. And it was only a point difference. And that was almost manageable. Now we're so out of control because we're still at 18% collecting, but we're at 23, headed to 24 on the spending. But there's still plenty of people that just want to stay at 23 or 24 and just, I don't know, tax billionaires, or I don't know what they want to do. They want to find the taxes to keep spending at 23 and a half. What do you want to do?
Look, mate, I think I want to restore some fairness to the system. The problem is, I think a lot of us would feel a lot happier and a lot more comfortable paying if it didn't feel like some other guy was getting a free ride that he shouldn't be getting. The fact that there are billionaires paying less tax than me as a percent of income really pisses me off. The fact that Republicans decided that they wanted to defund the tax police, therefore effectively giving a tax break to, I think, the least deserving people in society, which is tax cheats, it really frustrates the hell out of me. The fact that there's a carried interest loophole so that people can earn a ton of money and then pass it on to their kids without ever paying tax on it, it's incredibly frustrating. So let's restore trust in the system. Let's make it a whole lot fairer.
See, that's something that I strongly disagree with here, guys. What he just said, there's loopholes for people to be able to make money and then pass it on to their kids without being taxed. What the hell are you talking about here, buddy? What are you talking about? So you make money, right? Let's say you make $10 million. When you make that $10 million, you pay your tax on it. Then when you pass it down to your children, the government deserves 55% of what you're passing down to your children in taxes? I don't think so. I don't think so. That is so absurd and outrageous that the government can reach in and take 45 to 55% of inheritance tax from your children on stuff you pass down after already taxing you on the money when you made it initially, right? And for this guy to be upset at the fact that they can do that people have loopholes, they don't have to double tax what you make. It's absurd, guys. Think about it like a used car, okay? Like a car. And I talk about this because I've been in the car business for 15 years. You buy a brand new car, you pay your tax on your brand new car, then you sell that car, I don't know, 3-4 years later to somebody. Okay, that person pays tax on buying the used car. Then they sell that car. That car ends up getting sold 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. That car has been taxed 10 times. That is absurd. It's absurd to me. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But that is what we have slowly allowed the government to, bring us to that point. So it's our own faults, really. All right, Stuart Alderati, what's he talking about? He says, today, Ripple filed its Form C listing the issues we plan to raise on our cross appeal. A few things to keep in mind as we move forward. The case is not about whether XRP in and of itself is a security. XRP is uniquely situated as having clarity alongside Bitcoin in not being classified as a security. The SEC is not challenging that ruling, which stands as the law of the land. So, to be 100% clear, XRP is not a security, and this appeal has nothing to do with trying to make it a security. The appeals court reviews the records that has already been set, and we have a great record. The SEC can't submit new evidence or ask us to produce more. Meaning, there won't be all the drama we had in the litigation when we fought over documents. As we go through this process, please remember the SEC's broader strategy: try to create distraction and confusion for Ripple and the industry. But honestly, it's just background noise now. The hard part of the fight is behind us. Ripple's business is growing and getting stronger even as the day. So he's absolutely right, guys. This is just trying to drag it out. They're trying to hurt Ripple now for beating them in a case. I was reading earlier today that the SEC has actually requested that the first filing that they need to present in this appeal, they want it to be pushed back to January of next year, right, to even get started. So it's absurd. So there's just delay tactics. They want to try to make XRP and Ripple miss the bull run. They want to try to shake XRP holders out. They're trying to get XRP retail investors to say, you know what, this case just doesn't want to end. Screw it. I'm out of XRP. That's what they're trying to do to hurt Ripple, right? They're trying to make you get frustrated enough to walk away. Do not let them defeat you. What else do we got? Altcoin Daily. What do we got? Bitcoin has stolen market share from gold.
Gold had made a nice run all year quietly, but it saw outflows. Some weeks it had inflows, but it was basically wrestling with net zero all year in cumulative flows. But it's finally starting to get into the positive. It's a little over $1 billion now in flows. So it's finally getting rewarded for its big kick. We have a note out last week about how the shiny metal has become a shiny object. And if you become a shiny object in the ETF space, you will get some looks. Trust me. People are like, oh, what's that up there? You know? So, and if you look, it's beating the S&P. You know, it and Bitcoin are in somewhat of a, fight for dominance between those two store of values. And I will say Bitcoin and the ETFs that launched may have stolen some of the thunder that would have otherwise gone to gold this year, because they're basically have taken in 21 billion. If that didn't happen, let's say Gensler denied them and there was only gold, I would guess gold would have 10 billion. I think a lot of this is the Bitcoin competition now for that store of value allocation, which is real.
I like the way people talk about it like Gensler had some sort of option, right? People say, well, Gensler, he approved the spot Bitcoin ETF. No, that's not how it happened. That's not how it happened at all. Gensler was dragged into the courts, kicking and screaming at the top of his lungs, and the judges forced him to pass a spot Bitcoin ETF. He didn't pass one. He was forced to pass one. There's a fundamental difference in that, right? So let's keep that in mind. I also have a bigger Jasmy piece we're going to get to, guys, but we got a couple more things here. Bullish Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a scarce global decentralized non-sovereign asset. Listen up.
How hard is the sell when you think about the retail investor base that can get into this? If you're trying to tell them it's digital gold, that the volatility is still so high, and many people don't understand exactly what it is at the end of the day. Is it something that will eventually be used as more payment methods moving forward across different parts of the world? Is it something that you hold and never sell, right? How do you then make that case to a generation of people who have not gotten into this asset?
Sure. Well, when you think about Bitcoin, we think of it primarily as an emerging global monetary alternative, right? It is a scarce, global, decentralized, non-sovereign asset. And it is an asset which has no country-specific risk, has no traditional counterparty risk. So these are interesting properties when you think of it from an investment perspective, particularly in a world where there's growing concerns over, money printing, currency debasement risks, political, fiscal, sustainability challenges in the US or elsewhere. And so that resonates, frankly, with a lot of investors. It goes back to what we talked about earlier with the risk on piece. It confuses investors when people talk about it as risk on, because based on the properties that I just described, you would think of it as risk off. And that's where I think
it has a marketing problem.
So you could say that. And so, the reality is there's probably 2 or 3 things a year that happen typically that actually impact the fundamental value of Bitcoin. This year, I would argue there's been 4, but that makes it hard to write daily stories, right? And so you see this instinct to kind of point to whatever's happening in equities or unemployment or jobs numbers or manufacturing, which really has no connection to Bitcoin.
I disagree. It has connection to Bitcoin because people wouldn't invest in it if those other factors were scaring them, right? So things to consider. Things to consider. Look at this, guys. Microsoft asks shareholders to vote on whether to consider investing in Bitcoin. They're looking at adopting, guys. Now listen, I have been saying this for weeks, and people tend to kind of ignore it like it's not that big of a deal, right? But I have been saying that these companies are going to start copying MicroStrategy. We have seen MicroStrategy outperform everything. Gold, silver, stocks, S&P 500, you name it. MicroStrategy has outperformed it this year. Okay, why? Because they have Bitcoin on their balance sheets. Now Microsoft is looking to get on board. I told you guys these companies were going to start doing this, and then all the major companies, were all going to be competing to make sure they're holding Bitcoin on their balance sheets because of what's happened with MicroStrategy. They've seen the result, right? Their stocks are going to soar. So while we have the board that might not be excited about it, they have to do it if the shareholders want it. So Microsoft snubs Bitcoin Treasury plan. Michael Saylor offers a helping hand. So on October 24th, Microsoft filed a statement with the SEC detailing a December 10th vote at its shareholder meeting, where it plans to shut down any Bitcoin investment proposal. The proposal came from the National Center of Public Policy Research, urging the tech giant to buy Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. The NCPPR argued that corporate assets should have at least 1% of holdings in BTC. Bitcoin has beaten corporate bonds by 94% over the last year and 411% over 5 years. The proposal said the group believes that companies with substantial assets should hold more than government securities and corporate bonds, which have barely kept up with inflation lately. Microsoft, though, told its shareholders the idea doesn't merit a vote. The company explained that volatility is a factor to consider in evaluating cryptocurrency investments for corporate treasury applications, adding that such assets demand stability. According to Microsoft, it's already reviewed Bitcoin and crypto investments and decided that they don't align with its long-term strategy for liquidity and shareholder value. MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor weighs in. Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy and a Bitcoin advocate, quickly responded to Microsoft's position. Hey, Satya Nadella, if you want to make the next $1 trillion for Microsoft shareholders, call me, he tweeted, tagging the Microsoft CEO. Saylor, whose company has a massive Bitcoin stash, posted a highlighted screenshot of Proposal 5 from Microsoft's filing to back up his call. The highlighted text was pointing out that MicroStrategy has once again outperformed Microsoft's stock this year with a 313% lead, despite running at a fraction of Microsoft's size. He's not the only one that pointed out Bitcoin's rising role. Microsoft's second biggest shareholder, BlackRock, even offers a Bitcoin ETF to clients. On October 25th, MicroStrategy's Bitcoin investment led to a 7% stock surge, a 25-year high at $236. The company has seen 6 weeks of nonstop growth. With a $43.35 billion market cap, MicroStrategy is the 477th most valuable company globally. It's a rally that too many Bitcoin skeptics proves too many Bitcoin skeptics proves Saylor's Bitcoin might be paying off. In the last 5 years, MicroStrategy's stock outperformed every S&P 500 stock thanks to its BTC investment. With Bitcoin's ETFs rising in demand, the companies like BlackRock are positioning for broader Bitcoin adoption. Since October 11th, Bitcoin ETFs have had over $2.11 billion in net inflows, with assets under management reaching $60 billion. MicroStrategy has been on the Bitcoin buying spree since 2020, with Saylor leading the charge as the world's biggest corporate BTC holder. In its latest purchase, MicroStrategy acquired 7,420 BTC at $458.2 million, bringing its holdings to 252,220 Bitcoin, worth around $17 billion today. This aggressive strategy has also increased trading volume. In October, MicroStrategy's volume hit 17.65% of NVIDIA's, thanks to high activity on October 11th, where it had a $30 million trading volume against NVIDIA's $170 million. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's price estimates remain sky high. Many analysts expect BTC to hit $100,000 within the next year, including Bitwise's chief investment officer, Matt Hogan. Hogan pointed to the upcoming U.S. election, which he thinks would lead to a massive rally. Candidates from both parties have shown interest in crypto, at least in their own different ways. Donald Trump backs Bitcoin, the industry and mining, and Kamala Harris supports a crypto-friendly regulatory environment, which may encourage industry growth. Hogan and many other analysts believe that excessive government spending and rising U.S. debt makes assets like Bitcoin more attractive. The debt recently hit a record $35.8 trillion, ballooning by $500 billion in just 2 weeks. Apollo data shows that interest expands to America's public debt now exceed $3 billion per day. These conditions put the Federal Reserve in a tough spot as they struggle to balance debt management with inflation risks. This growing debt load could push Bitcoin's price even higher. The situation weakens the US dollar, making scarce assets like BTC and gold more appealing. Some analysts even believe that the Fed might cut rates further to reduce debt repayment costs, refueling inflation, and pushing investors towards Bitcoin as an inflation hedge. Outside the US, China expected economic stimulus is also believed to be driving Bitcoin's price up. Historically, BTC has shown a positive correlation with the global money supply, as tracked by M2, which covers banks, deposits, and money market funds. The rising liquidity increases risk appetite for Bitcoin, especially during economic expansion with minimal recession risk. So will Microsoft end up adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets? Well, if the shareholders say yes, then I would venture to say that they don't have much of a choice. They would have to, right? But I digress. All right, and finally, what do we have? A little bit of a special treat at the end here, guys. Jasmy's technological breakthroughs, top 12 questions answered. In today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, maintaining security, scalability, and privacy is more challenging than ever. Jasmy Corporation, a leader in blockchain IoT security, has developed innovative solutions to these pressing issues. Below are 12 most crucial questions about Jasmy's technology, along with a detailed answer on how they address some of the most difficult challenges in the field. Question number 1. How does Jasmy handle strong encryption on devices with limited processing power like IoT devices? The answer: Jasmy tackles these issues through two-pronged approach. Lightweight cryptographic algorithms. These are custom built to require minimal processing power while maintaining high levels of encryption. This ensures that even low-level devices such as smart thermostats or wearables can stay secure without becoming sluggish or glitchy. The design of these algorithms prioritizes efficiency, ensuring strong encryption without overloading the devices. And number 2, security management module, the SMM. Each device is equipped with an SMM, a dedicated chip that manages all encryption and security processes independently. This offloads the complex encryption tasks from the device device's main processor, allowing it to function smoothly while ensuring robust data protection. The SMM not only encrypts the data, but also monitors for tampering, adding a layer of physical security to the device. Question number 2. How can Jasmy guarantee complete data deletion, ensuring no trace of remains? Answer: ensuring complete data deletion is a particularly tricky problem in the world where digital information can leave behind residual traces even after it is supposedly erased. Jasmy addresses this issue with 2 advanced techniques: data shredding. This is a digital equivalent of physically destroying a hard drive. Jasmy breaks the data into multiple pieces and overwrites it multiple times, making it impossible to recover even with advanced forensic tools. This method ensures that the original data is irreversibly fragmented and cannot be reconstructed. And zero knowledge proofs. This cryptographic method allows Jasmy to mathematically verify that the data has been deleted without ever needing to access or see the actual data itself. This is key to maintaining both privacy and security. Jasmy can prove the deletion process was successful without exposing the contents of the data. Question 3. How does Jasmy manage sudden surges in data activity without compromising system performance? Answer: handling large unexpected spikes in data traffic, such as during high demand moments when many users access their data simultaneously, requires both intelligent resource management and optimization techniques. Jasmy tackles these issues through a combination of dynamic load balancing. This system intelligently distributes incoming data requests across multiple nodes or servers, ensuring no single point of system becomes overwhelmed. The load balancer continuously monitors network traffic, dynamically shifting the load to maintain optimal performance even during spikes in activity. And data compression. Jasmy also compresses frequently accessed data to minimize the amount of bandwidth and storage used during high demand periods. This approach ensures that while the most critical or popular data is accessed quickly, the full uncompressed version of the data remains safely stored and can be retrieved when necessary. Question 4. How does Jasmy ensure both digital and physical security for devices in the Internet of Things? Answer: ensuring the security of IoT devices involves addressing both digital threats like hacking and physical security where someone could tamper with the device itself. Jasmy's Smart Guardian handles this with a dual approach: digital security. Jasmy uses lightweight cryptographic algorithms to protect data transmitted between IoT devices. These algorithms are tailored to be efficient enough for devices with limited processing power, ensuring that they can still handle the encryption without performance issues. And physical security. Jasmy implements a security management module, the SMM, within each device. This module not only handles encryption, but also acts as a tamper detection system. If someone physically tampers with the device, the SMM triggers and automatically shuts down to protect the data. Additionally, any data created after the tamper attempt is flagged as unreliable, ensuring attackers cannot trust or misuse it. Very, very bullish. Question number 5. How does Jasmy guarantee that users' data is only accessed with their permission? Answer: Jasmy uses 3-part system to ensure user privacy and control. Blockchain transparency. Every time your data is accessed, it is recorded on the blockchain with a cryptographic hash, which is a unique digital fingerprint that ensures the action cannot be tampered with. This gives users full record of when, where, and by whom the data was accessed. And 2, real-time notifications. Jasmy provides real-time alerts to users when their data is being accessed, keeping them in the loop at all times. And number 3, complete data deletion. Users have the ability to delete their data completely. Jasmy uses a combination of data shredding and zero-knowledge proofs, which we already talked about, to ensure that the data is fully erased and that it has deletion can be cryptographically verified without revealing the contents of the data. Question 6. Can users completely delete their data, or does it have a trace? Answer. Jasmy provides the ability to completely delete data using data shredding and zero knowledge, which we already talked about. So we'll skip that one because we talked about it twice already. Number 7, how does the SKC maintain speed while ensuring data is secure and decentralized? Answer. Jasmy maintains speed while securing decentralized data using edge computing and modular blockchain design. So number 1, edge computing. By processing data closure of the source, e.g. on the user's device, Jasmy reduces latency and boosts system speed. And number 2, modular blockchain design. Instead of putting all data on one large blockchain, Jasmy breaks it into smaller, manageable pieces to avoid bottleneck and maintain fast, secure transactions. Question number 8. How does Jasmy handle large spikes in data traffic, ensuring that performance doesn't suffer? Jasmy tackles data surges with dynamic load balance and data compression. So the dynamic load balance, this distributes data requests across multiple nodes to avoid bottleneck and overload. And number 2, data compression. Frequently accessed data is stored in a compressed format to speed up the retrieval without sacrificing data quality. So we already talked about that as well. Number 9, how does a smart guardian protect small IoT devices with limited processing power? Jasmy's smart guardian leverages lightweight cryptographic algorithms and security management modules to secure small IoT devices. Lightweight cryptographic algorithms offer strong security without overwhelming small devices, and the SMM is an embedded chip that handles encryption and security tasks, ensuring efficient performance and robust protection. Question number 10. How does Jasmy ensure that IoT devices communicate only with authorized sources? Answer. Jasmy uses a combination of digital identities, multi-factor authentication for devices, and smart guardian systems to ensure secure communication between IoT devices. So number 1, each device is given a unique digital ID stored on the blockchain, ensuring that only authorized devices can interact. Sorry, I need a drink. Multi-factor authentication further ensures the device communicates only with trusted entities. And the Smart Guardian system monitors real-time communication between devices using cryptographic keys to prevent unauthorized access. Question 11. How does Jasmy ensure that blockchain data remains scalable while maintaining high levels of security? Answer. Jasmy ensures scalability while maintaining security through modular blockchain design and sharding. Modular blockchain design breaks the blockchain into smaller components, allowing for parallel processing of data and increasing flexibility. And sharding splits large data sets into smaller chunks distributed across multiple servers, making the system faster and more efficient without compromising security. Question 12. What happens if data is tampered? What happens to data if tampering is detected in a device? Answer. If tampering is detected, the security management module, the SMM, triggers an automatic shutdown to protect the data and any data generated after the tampering is flagged as potentially compromised, rendering it unusable or unreliable for attackers. So very, very bullish. I love the article. I love the Q&A, guys. I love the Jasmy's always on the ball, giving the Q&As. That's like, they've done like 20 this year. Absolutely wonderful, guys. Let's get into the chat, see what everybody's doing. Mary, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you, guys. Make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. Good day, Jasmy community. What's up, man? Tomatoes, Rob, and chat. Sun is hot in the house. Yamaha says, smash the likes. Like smash. Thank you so much. And Sun is hot. Hit the like button on your way in and out. Absolutely, man. Crypto Holmes, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Rocket GSD, what's going on? LFG, stop being emotional, people. Lock it in now. Or yes, exactly. Rob the OG, I am Jasmy. I am Jasmy. We're all Jasmy. Crimson, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. David's in the house. What's going on, buddy? 2 days in a row, brother. 2 days in a row. Good to see you, man. Be sincere. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Anthony's in the house. Good afternoon. Always a good vibe on your live chats. Patience, people. Patience. Yes, exactly, brother. Exactly. Strange Sky in the house. What's up, man? Maybe next week I got some new dry powder. Nice. I hope it works out, man. I hope it works out. Chris in the house. What's up, buddy? To the moon. Yo from New Zealand. That's going to be my new home soon, buddy. That's going to be my new home. Beebs in the house. What's going on, buddy? Danny's in the house. It's a good day, guys. It's a good freaking day. Beebs, I love the word sharding. Sounds like a combination of grabbing oneself. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Guys, I think I sharded. All right, guys. So listen, that is the news this morning. I got to get to the gym. I got to get in a workout before I have to head to the office. Smash the like and subscribe, guys. Get over to the Patreon. We had a whole bunch more people join last night, guys. Book your one-on-one coaching sessions over there. You can also join the group video calls that we do over there where we discuss taxes and tax implications, profit taking, putting in sell orders, self-storage, self-custody devices, all kinds of things, guys. DeFi staking and everything in between. Get over there and join the conversation, guys. William, you made it, buddy. You made it. Son and saw it with the data shredding aspect of Jasmy. Wouldn't they then accuse Jasmy of making it easy for criminals, especially cyber criminals, to erase their digital footprint? I mean, yes and no, because you already have to. I mean, you have to be you registered with your PDL and everything in the first place, right? So, regardless, they would know who you are. So, Gary, I am married to Jasmy. Yes, absolutely. She's my side girl. All right, guys, get over to the Patreon. I'll see you guys over there for a video call after the gym, and have yourselves a fantastic afternoon.